So hello, we're at the workshop this morning making up some polystyrene Ekes from 40mm styrofoam I got off a farmer who had been in his shed for years, and I asked him if he was going to have it, and as always they say, oh no, not at all, you take it. So there was an exchange of honey, and sure enough I've got my styrofoam, but that's the way it works in beekeeping. But I'll just show you what we've done. We've made some Ekes so that I can hopefully do spring feeding as well as winter feeding with candy. So I've been cutting up this insulation with the standard bench saw, but use a set square if you can, because if it jams when you're cutting, it's an absolute pig and it can really throw back at you. But there you go, that's the insulation I've cut up. So we got, that is exactly the size of the top of one of the polystyrene nucs I've got. So what we'll do is we take off the lid. That then goes on top, and for the moment the candy will sit in there this next few months, next couple of months. Come April, March, April, then we'll replace it with a feeder if we need to, and the bees can feed on the syrup. We're actually changing to a new type of syrup which should be better. They can take it up when it's colder, but the whole idea is that the heat from the bees coming out from inside will actually keep the syrup a little bit warmer. You can't feed a lot of syrup in the spring because invariably it goes cold and they don't touch it. But that's what we're trying to get around. We're hoping we're going to get the heat coming up from inside, from the bees, that will actually warm the syrup a bit, so then they'll come out of here and then feed better on the syrup. That's the theory anyway. All you can do is try. I've been looking at this problem for years, and like everything, it's finding enough material and enough equipment to make it work. So I will also put, we use these aluminium sheets here. Here we go. A couple of these will be on top, so that will sit down nicely and warm the top of the syrup before the lid goes on. So the whole idea is we're creating a little pocket where there's no air and no air escaping, so that the bees hopefully will keep the syrup a little bit warmer as they consume it. Obviously we're not trying to get gallons in there, we're just trying to sustain them until they fly enough so that the spring gives them what they need. It's getting that balance between the stopping of candy if they're light and them being able to fly, because it's always the good nucs that die. It's never the rubbish ones. It's always the ones that are really strong that catch you unawares, and if you can feed them all with a little bit of syrup that is taken down well, they usually are all fine. But it's just finding the ones that are borderline, because they can crash so quickly. That's what you've got to watch. So yes, that's the end product. It doesn't look ideal, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter a damn what it looks like, providing you've got what it takes inside, providing you've got bees having access to feed that is at a temperature they can deal with. You really need to make sure that when you feed, you give it to them warm, maybe late afternoon, early evening, and maybe a quarter or half a litre maximum, no more. Because bees need syrup to be warm, or they need their feed so they can take it up. You can't feed too early, and when they can just about start to take it, you need to give it to them warm, and not a lot. But anyway, I hope that's a bit interesting to some of you. I would like to hear if anyone's had the similar problem, or they got around a solution like this by adding insulation or making poly Ekes, because it's something I've been trying to work for. Really, I could do with actually another 2 centimetres on top of that green Ekes just to help bed things down. But what I do now is on top of that go 2 stones to hold that all in. It doesn't matter what it looks like, as I said before, but it's what's inside that counts. And if it works and you've got the materials to do it and it helps the bees, that's absolutely brilliant, because at the end of the day, that's the object. There you go. Have a good day.